Now, hello everybody. I'd like to welcome you to the USTA South Carolina College Coaches webinar series. My name is Pamela Banks and I'm the Manager of Community Engagement, and co-presenting today is Amanda Morelli. She's the Manager of Tournaments and Player Development. We are honored to have a special guest today, Coach Mark Gardiner of the Newberry College Wolves. So just to tell you a little bit about Coach Gardiner, he serves as the men's head coach currently since 2010 and the women's coach since 2011. Coach Gardiner was named 2018 PTR Pro of the Year for our state. So congratulations on that again. He has also been coaching the women's team and had a two-time winner to earn the Year in Athletics at Newberry College. He was named two-time Coach of the Year at Newberry College. He's coached 6 singles players to the All-South Atlantic Conference and 3 doubles teams that earned all conference honors on the women's side. Now, before he got to Newberry College, he played a little bit of tennis himself at Winthrop University on the varsity team. He is the current director of tennis at the Oakland Tennis Center, and he was also previously a director of tennis and head pro at the Cardinal Racket Club in Anderson, South Carolina. Coach Gardiner is a native of Chapin, South Carolina. Once again, welcome Coach Gardiner to our panel today.
Thanks so much, Pamela and Amanda. Glad to be here.
Yes, thank you for joining us. So I'll go ahead and kick it off. We're going to go all the way back to the beginning. So at what age did you start playing tennis, and who inspired you to start playing tennis?
Wow. You know, back in the mid 70s, we played all sports, and I was a sports junkie. I played basketball, baseball, even played football one year. I hated it, but I played it one year. But Spring Valley High School was the big high school over the northeast side of Columbia. In 77, they started construction of a new high school, Richland Northeast, and it gave the opportunity for a lot of kids to really get involved in high school sports or other sports that they normally wouldn't play. And by chance, I was actually attending a football practice with my older brother at Dent School. He was going to be the first class for the football team at Bristol Northeast, and the new tennis coach, Bob Crabb, happened to see me and my twin brother throw a tennis ball on the football field and came over and said, "Hey, I need some tennis players." Well, we got all excited, and we grew up right near Rockbridge Country Club, and that summer we played all summer long and went out and made the team. And back then in the early 80s, the format for high school tennis was a little bit different. They actually had more doubles involved, and it gave us an opportunity to actually start as a freshman year. Wow. And it really kicked off my career in tennis.
Mm-hmm. I bet there was a boost of confidence for you too.
Yeah, it was really neat. I was able to not only play tennis, but be able to start on the team. And Coach Crabb was a great inspiration for me in high school tennis.
Well, I think you might have already answered this question, but do you think kids should specialize in one sport or play multiple sports?
Multiple sports. Now, there's definitely going to be a time, especially once they get to about the 5th or 6th grade, and they really want to aspire to take their certain sport to a certain level, college level, then they probably do need to concentrate on one sport. But most definitely, I encourage everybody to play multiple sports up to a certain point. And if you're not going to aspire to go to college to play, then you don't really need to specialize in sport.
Okay, well, that makes sense. We're gonna rewind just a hair back. So sure. Tell me, who was your childhood hero when you were growing up, and why?
My child here most likely was my parents. They really did a great job with not only myself, but uh, I had three brothers and a sister, and they did everything for us to make sure that we had everything we needed. And my mom did such a great job with me and my brothers and sister. Um, and that generation was very special to me, and I don't think I could think of anybody else that would be better.
Mhm. So I know that everybody's been experiencing a lot of change with COVID-19. How do you think it's impacted your program at
Oh,
Newberry?
wow. It's amazing. You would never think that the sport of tennis would ever be affected by something. I've always said that, if you get involved in tennis and you truly like it, you're not going to make a ton of money, but you're going to make some money. You can make a living. And I never in my wildest dream would think that something like this could just stop our profession, and it has. And we were traveling with the men's tennis team to Lander, and
Mhm.
I got a call from our associate AD wanted to see if I could be in his office in 5 minutes. I said we're on the way to play
Wow.
a tennis. I said we're on the way to play a tennis match, and he said, well, it might be your last tennis match of the year. And you have seniors that are greatly affected by that. My number one player was a just incredible player. He was a senior. He was on track to become the all-time winningest player at Newberry College, even though he's playing number one. And all those little things, or big things, just went away. And but I never will forget talking to the team before that match, because I looked him in the eyes and I said, "Look, this could be your last match." He's the only senior this year, and he fell short last year of being an All-American by one. Um, uh, uh, you have to be top 20 in the nation to be an All-American. And he started out the year at like number 10, and it's all computerized. And every month he kind of lost his position just a little bit. In the last vote that came out, he was 21. He missed it by one vote, and he was named South Atlantic Conference Player of the Year as a junior, but he had a lot of goals, and it's very unfortunate, and that's the kind of story that's tough to swallow.
That is tough.
Hmm.
Wow.
Well, we'll try and pick it back up from COVID. What's the most rewarding part of being a coach?
Oh, just being around the people. I mean, I have coached in the last, just at Newberry, um, probably over 60 different individuals from 13 different countries, 4 or 5 different states. Um, just being around them and watching them grow as they go through their college career. At Newberry, we really try to stress that it's not all about tennis. We want them to enjoy their career, and we let them do that at Newberry.
Awesome. Along those same lines, how would you describe your coaching style?
Uh, Everybody that knows me, I'm a pretty laid back individual. You have different coaching styles, obviously. I'm a firm believer that this sport is 75 to 80% between the heads, and so I really try to coach and encourage them, my kids, to have a positive aspect and really to have fun on the tennis court. And if they can do that and relax, they're going to do a lot better on the court.
Mhm. Okay. What is the best advice for players that want to be noticed by college coaches?
Ooh, I would say that they need to be aggressive in getting in touch with the coaches. A lot of coaches that are at our level, we start our season, we are extremely busy. And we, you know, we have 4 teams in our state, in our conference: Anderson University, Newberry. We also have Coker, and now Limestone's coming in. But there's a lot of opportunity for kids at all levels to play at this level. And I would just encourage them to reach out to the coaches, send them an email, call them. Okay, we're looking for 3 more spots on our team right now as walk-ons, and we would welcome.
Okay, awesome. So they need to work at it too, and not just sit and wait.
Yeah.
So,
I really do. This week I just had 2 juniors email me from high school players in the state, and hopefully once all this dead period ends with the COVID, that we're going to be able to get them up. But it's tough. It's tough on college coaches at our level because of budget issues to really go out and recruit. And then when our season ends because of our income level, we have to really work hard at other stuff like teaching lessons and other jobs to provide for our family. So I would encourage you. Hello? Are we still there? Yeah.
okay. We're still here. We're still with you. So what do you think is the most, I'm sorry, can you hear me, Coach?
Yes.
What do you think is the most important thing that players and parents who are thinking about a college career in tennis need to know?
Well, that there is a HomeForm if they really want to play. If they really want to play, there's a HomeForm. Coach Esker at Anderson, Tom Simpson at Coker, myself, Alan Ferguson at Limestone. There are 4 teams in our conference. I can tell you, those are great coaches, and they will welcome just about anybody. We're looking for not only top players, but we're looking for players that really want to play tennis, and they like tennis, and they would like to be a part of a team, and also get their education too. It's a great opportunity. Great opportunity.
Yeah, it's multifold. Okay.
Yes.
I like
it. Yeah. And you know, and to go at a different the top players, sometimes they and their parents think the correct route, in some cases it is to go to Division I, but you'd be really surprised at the level of Division II. Our top players could all play on most of the smaller level D1 schools. So just because D1, there's a lot of good opportunity to play D2.
Great.
Coach, is there anything specific that you look for at tournaments when you go to watch players?
I do. I like to see how the player carries himself on the court. You can look at somebody and see, how they're walking, how they're just carrying themselves on the court. All coaches are looking for players that really are strong mentally and that have good attitudes. At this level, it's not all about winning. Of course, we are looking for top players, but and to break it down even further, I'm looking for kids for scholarship kids, kids that really move well on the court. They have really good racket head speed. Usually, before we see them, we kind of know their level, so we just want to go see how they carry themselves on the court, and that means a lot.
Okay. Is it that time, Amanda? Is it time for rapid fire?
It's
Are you
that
ready
time
for rapid fire, Coach Gardiner? I have some fun questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome. You're supposed to say I'm born ready. Okay, here we go. If you could play tennis with any pro, past or present, who would it be and why?
Bjorn Borg. I grew up obviously watching tennis in the late 70s, and he was the big time player. And I just love the way he carried himself on the court. He was just a true sportsmanship player too.
He was awesome. I love watching him too. That was my dad's favorite.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Coach, what TV and or movies have you been watching during your time at home?
I'm a big Food Network guy. I love watching Food Network, and I probably watch more diner drive-ins than I've ever have. And I love watching that Practical Jokers. It's hilarious.
I love me some Triple D. I love Triple D.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I can watch Triple D all day too. So, tell me this: since you've been watching a lot of Triple D, what's your go-to snack during this lockdown?
My go-to snack. I tell you what, in the last 3 weeks, I've fixed boiled peanuts like 4 or 5 times.
Oh,
How many different styles? What are you adding to your boiled peanuts that's so special?
It's just salt and water. No, it this time of year the green peanuts are out, and I love the next 3 months. I'll have those once a week.
So when we come up, can you put us some boiled peanuts on your front step?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Well,
That's
Ziploc
all I need to know. We'll talk after this webinar.
Coach, let's see. Have you started any hobbies or home improvements during your time at home?
Not really. I think my family owns my parents bought a farm here in Chapin, and of course we lost both our parents in the last few years. And, we still have that farm, and we planted a little garden. We have I have a dog, and I probably walk more with the dog than I ever have in the last 3 weeks. But that's about it.
Same. The dog's spoiled
So
now. When you go back,
Yes.
he's not gonna know what to do.
That's all right. You and your dog are staying in good shape. That's awesome. So when all the restrictions are let off, not just in South Carolina, but anywhere, is there any place that you want to visit or anything you want to do?
Go to Jamaica.
All right.
No,
Yaman. Sounds great.
also, my wife's family has a mountain cottage, and we've actually gone up there twice. We've been able to social distance, obviously, but we're looking forward to taking the family down to Hilton Head or the Wild Dunes, for a long weekend in the next few weeks.
Sounds like fun.
A little beach trip. Coach, if you were not a coach, what career do you think you would have?
It would be something in the it would definitely be an outdoors job. I'm definitely a type of person that likes to be outdoors. A dream job of mine, and I told this to some of my friends, and they laughed about it, but would be to be a professional guide, a fisherman.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yes.
All right. Now change gears just a little bit. Do you have a match day ritual?
Match day ritual. Well, one thing that I do when I come out to the courts and the teams are already out there, I'll start off the day by saying it's a beautiful day, just to start preparing them mentally. It might be a cold day, it might be a windy day. It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. Each day you're breathing is a beautiful day.
That's awesome. What would you say is your biggest coach pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve probably is players that are always questioning calls. Sometimes, when you talk about sportsmanship, it's not just about, you making the right call, but it's also trusting and having, some confidence in your opponent. That's just a big pet peeve of mine, of players that are just constantly questioning calls.
Mm-hmm. Coach, what is your favorite court song or your pump up song that gets your adrenaline going before you step out there?
There's a lot of them, with the kids today, they play totally different music, but I love Rocky.
You love rock? Okay. Awesome. I always say most competitors have a song in their head. Do you have one in your head, even if you're not playing it out loud?
Not really. It's funny. I am not a music guy, and I'm not even a movie guy. So I probably do not have one in my head.
Okay. Does the team have one that they all listen to?
Oh yes. They half of them are Spanish. In Spanish, I don't even know what it is, but they do. They have a good time with that.
Get them all hyped up.
Yes. Especially our girls. Our girls really like it.
Awesome. Well, Coach, we thank you for being here and getting through the rapid fire with us.
I thank y'all for what y'all do too.
Yeah, but we definitely
thank
appreciate
you so much.
Okay.
Thanks for being on, and look, you came through the rapid fire without a scratch. That's pretty good. Thanks again, and good luck to you and the rest of the year and for the next season.
Thank you, and go Wolves.
Go Wolves.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.